Before we get into this special weekend edition of Just the Truth, let me tell you about the latest special from Mike Lindell at MyPillow. The standard MyPillow, normally $49.98, for a limited time only, just $14.88 with promo code Joey. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener specials, and see all the specials. There's a limited quantity of just 10 at this special price. That's $14.88 with promo code Joey. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studio. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com. Coming up in just a few weeks on September the 19th, we'll be celebrating the Men and Women in Blue on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, where officers will be fed breakfast and have the opportunity to win some great prizes, but overall just shown the great appreciation that the community has for their commitment to keeping our community safe. This is all made possible by many volunteers and sponsors, and this year again, the presenting sponsor is CPI Security. On our guest line is Kristi O'Connor, Marketing Manager with CPI Security. Welcome, Kristi. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. And let me say first, I appreciate you guys supporting Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And let's talk about that for a minute, about why CPI sees the importance of being involved in something like Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Yeah, absolutely, Joey. We've been around for over 30 years in the Greenville County community and across the Carolinas. And part of that is giving back to our communities. And our founder and owner, Ken Gill, has made it a priority to give back to first responders, including law enforcement, all these years because, you know, they're at the heart of our business. We wouldn't be able to respond to alarms without them. But more importantly, they're at the heart of our communities. They make sure that all of us are safe. We can go to work. We can go to school. We can enjoy time with our families because they're keeping us safe in our community. So we just want to give back to them and make sure that they know they're appreciated. And we certainly don't say it enough, but we just want to say thank you.
Yeah, and it is a very special day. I tell you, Kristi, and I've been involved with Law Enforcement Appreciation Day for a number of years now, and it's just special to be there that morning, and at 6 a.m., you look down the road, and as far as you can see, you see those police officers lining up to get breakfast and some of the prizes and things that we offer, and it's just a special day, isn't it?
It sure is. Last year was the first year I attended, and it was the 10th year of Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, so I felt like it was extra special, but it truly was a sight to see. There was hundreds of police cars lined up, and, you know, typically you want a drive-through to go quickly, but I actually enjoyed it going a little more slowly because it gave us an opportunity to talk to them and really say thank you and thank you for your service. And they were just so appreciative of getting a breakfast sandwich and a T-shirt, and just having a good start to their day.
Yeah. You know, in today's climate, we've seen law enforcement sometimes criticized in the media. Do you think CPI, by showing your support of law enforcement, can maybe encourage others to also show that appreciation for the sacrifices that these men and women make daily?
Absolutely. I think it takes all of us to make sure that they understand that their job is important in this community, and showing that love and support to them is kind of a domino effect. If one is saying thank you, another's going to say thank you. So that's something we try to do. We try to be a leader in this community and make sure that those first responders know that we're here for them every day.
Yeah. Kristi O'Connor is my guest today. She's Marketing Manager with CPI Security. You can find out additional information at cpisecurity.com, cpisecurity.com. Kristi, what do you hope people take away from Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and not just law enforcement families, but just ordinary citizens?
I hope that they see that these are real people that are out there risking their lives to protect others. That was something I noticed when I went to Law Enforcement Appreciation Day last year. You know, it was people behind those badges and behind those uniforms that are risking their lives to keep others safe, people that they don't even know. So that was it's really a heartfelt thing when you see them in person and you get to hand them a T-shirt or a Valor bag with little goodies in it. They were so appreciative of those little tokens of appreciation. And it's just really something small that we can do to show them that we love them and we're appreciative of them. But I hope that people take it away that these are real people.
And I think that's an important message, Kristi, because, we sometimes just think that law enforcement officers are just larger than life, but they have families just like we do. They have car payments, they have mortgages to pay, and things that everybody can relate to, but yet they go out there and they work in a very stressful atmosphere every single day, and we just need to uphold them, don't we?
We sure do. Anything we can do to show them our support, I think goes a long way in making sure that they're appreciated and know that their community stands behind them.
Yeah. Kristi O'Connor with CPI Security with us today. Kristi, do you hear from customers who appreciate CPI's visible support of law enforcement, and does that strengthen the bond between your company and the community?
We're very blessed to have great customers who are appreciative of our alarm responses. Whenever they're in a situation that was probably one of their worst days, they may have just experienced a break-in, or it could be water damage that they had that we're responding to, and we're not the ones who are physically responding to it. It's the officers or the firefighters, the EMS workers who are physically responding to that, but we get the original call, and then we're dispatching the authorities from there. And yes, we get calls back thanking us and thanking first responders, and we just work hand in hand together on a daily basis with those first responders, and it's very rewarding work,
yeah.
I have to say, and we're just a small part of that. So I think it really goes a long way when first responders feel that support as well.
Sure. Take just a minute, Kristi, if you would. We've talked a lot about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day and how CPI is so involved in our community, but take a minute and just talk with us about the business side of CPI and what you guys, the area that you cover and what you guys offer.
Sure. Absolutely. So we have been in business since 1991, covering North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Tennessee, East Tennessee, that is. And we are an alarm company, but different than some alarm companies, we are professionally installed. We're professionally monitored. So you don't have to worry about putting your camera systems up yourself. We do that for you to make sure that they're in the right location. And you don't have to worry about monitoring your system yourself either. If you're sleeping in the middle of the night, we have a 24/7 monitoring station that will respond to alarms and escalate it to authorities if need be, to get you the help that you need, whether that's for a break-in, for a fire, for a carbon monoxide alarm, if you're having a medical emergency, even water detection. So something that people don't think about very often, you might go on vacation and your basement starts to flood. We've got water sensors that could be in your basement that trigger the alarm. And if you have a water shutoff valve, that will shut your water off, so mitigating some of that damage. So those are the types of emergencies that we respond to. And in turn, we call the authorities for you. So you don't have to worry about calling 911. We're calling the police, the fire department, EMS to get you the help that you need.
Yeah. And as a customer myself, Kristi, I can say that, when Peg and I are out of town, or a lot of my listeners know that we love spending time at beautiful Lake Kiowee. But when we're not at Lake Kiowee, we have the peace of mind knowing that you guys are there watching for us and taking care of our home.
Absolutely. That's what we do best. That's our 24/7 monitoring center, which is located in the Carolinas right here. So you're talking to people who are from this community and live in this community. They're responding to those alarms for you. So you can rest peacefully at night knowing someone will be there if the worst were to happen.
Yeah. Kristi O'Connor, marketing manager at CPI Security. Again, you can get additional information at cpisecurity.com, cpisecurity.com. Kristi, thank you again for your support of our law enforcement, and look forward to seeing you on Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Look forward to seeing you. It's going to be a great day, Joey.
Continuing today's show, if you happen to be driving down South Pleasantburg Drive on Friday, September the 19th, you may see a long line of law enforcement vehicles backed up at the downtown airport, because that is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and that's when the community comes together to let the men and women in blue know just how much they're appreciated. On our guest line today, Billy Crank, one of the many volunteers and a member of the Law Enforcement Appreciation Day Committee, who the group of men and women who make this all possible to show our law enforcement just how much they're appreciated. Billy, welcome. How are you, sir?
I'm just fine, Joey. Thank you. I hope you're well.
Billy, I'm doing well also. Thanks for asking. So let's talk a little bit about Lead Upstate and Law Enforcement Appreciation Day and how this all came about. Take us back from the very beginning, Billy, and how this got started.
10 years ago, Seabrook Marchant and a friend or so were at Tommy's Ham House having breakfast. And there were several law enforcement officers in there, and he offered to buy their breakfast, which he did. They accepted, and they were very grateful. And as word spread of that, more officers came, and more of Seabrook's friends came, and it developed into something that really outgrew Tommy's. It went on to the Weston Poinsett, and I think was there for a year or two, and then the plague hit, and we had to find something else to do. So we were able to go to the Greenville Convention Center and go from an inside sit-down meal, which took a good bit of time away from the officers' day, whether they were coming on shift or off shift, and they were able to drive by, and they were served a breakfast. They were served coffee and water and a Chick-fil-A meal and some sort of a goodie, a cookie or a bundt cake. They got a T-shirt. They got a Valor bag, which was a goodie bag that had about $150 worth of goodies in it, coupons and items and what have you, and a challenge coin. During that preceding week, we drew names from those that were registered, and if they had not picked up the prize that they won during the drawings that week, they could pick them up that morning. So we've gone from it being very small to a number that we're looking at this year of probably 650 law enforcement officials from all over Greenville County, representing all of the agencies. And that includes SLED and DEA and the feds that are here also. So it has grown quite substantially over 10 years.
Yeah. And Billy, I got to tell you, I've had the privilege and the honor of being part of this over the past few years, and to be there early morning and to see those cars start lining up before you start at 6 a.m. at the downtown Greenville airport is quite a sight, isn't it? It's to see them lined up, ready to come through, to pick up their breakfast, to pick up the Valor bag and some of the things that community leaders have made possible for them. I got to tell you, it just makes cold chills run down my back to think about it.
Well, it's all inspiring, and I think that as the event has grown and the word has spread with the officers, I think that there's a degree of excitement. They appreciate our visible signs of appreciation for them.
Yep.
And quite honestly, Joey, I think that although in the overall scope of things, this may be small, I think this helps with retention because it's a visible sign of the community appreciating their jobs. When they leave in the morning, they don't know whether they're coming home at night.
Yeah.
So it's a tenuous position, and I think it helps with retention, and I think it also helps with recruitment. When a potential officer talks with other existing officers that are already on the force, to hear the community appreciation from a peer I think it helps with recruitment also.
Yeah. Billy, a few weeks ago, and on our guest line today, Billy Crank, we're talking about Lead Upstate Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, which will be coming up. If you'd like additional information, go to leadupstate.com. There's a nice donate button on there. If you'd like to support this, you can click on donate and help out. There's still sponsorship opportunities as well, because this does take a community effort to make this happen. Billy, one last thing. We have about a minute left here. If someone is listening and they would like to help, there's also volunteer opportunities as well.
Yes, sir, there are, and they can contact us through leadupstate.com, and I think there's a button there for them to click that if they have a question or if they are interested in volunteering, it's there and they can respond to that.
Yep. Billy Crank, it's always a pleasure. Thank you and Seabrook Marchant and the whole team for what you do to make this possible. And I just look forward to September the 19th.
Absolutely. Me too. Thank you, Joey.
Sure thing. Always a pleasure. Your comments are welcome on the Furman Ford text line, 864-477-JOEY. That's 864-477-5639. Email's always welcome, joey@joeyhudson.com. All right, folks, if you're looking for something a little spooky this fall, and I'm not talking about Washington politics for once, you need to hear about this. Right here in the Upstate, we got one of the top haunted attractions in the entire country. It's called Madworld Haunted Attractions down in Piedmont, and it's celebrating its 15th year of fear. We're talking about haunted trails, over 175 actors, creepy sets, live music, bonfires, even axe throwing and ghost-themed mini golf. It's a whole night out. Joining us now is Joseph Thompson, co-owner over at Madworld, to give us a behind-the-scenes look at what makes this place so legendary. Welcome, Joseph. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me on your show, Joey.
Well, it's a pleasure. Let's just start with the basics, Joseph. What exactly is Madworld Haunted Attractions, and what should folks expect when they step into your world here near Greenville?
Absolutely, yeah. So Madworld is a entertainment venue. It is a live action experience where people are going through a haunted house trail it's about a 3/4 of a mile worth of a walkthrough, where there's live actors, over 150, 175 live actors, different scenes, a lot of different, hits on phobias and things like that. But also Madworld is much more than just a haunted house. We are a big family fun entertainment place. We have 18-hole mini golf. We have axe throwing, carnival games, and our brand new zombie shoot virtual reality.
Wow, that's a lot going on there, Joseph. Now, as we mentioned, this is your 15th anniversary. 15 years ago, did you ever think that there'd be a 15-year anniversary when you started this?
No, I did not know. Me and my brother Tim, we started it from the ground up, and we never thought in our wildest dreams what Madworld would become.
Yeah. So talk with us going into this 15th year. What's new and extra chilling for the 2025 season, which, by the way, starts September the 5th, right?
That's right. Yep. September the 5th is our opening date for the 2025 season. And so this year we have a lot of new things. Madworld, every year, we're all about creating, changing, building. We start in January every year, and our crews work all year long just to get open for the season, which is 24 days this year that we're open from September to November. So this year we've got a lot of new changes. We have, as I mentioned earlier, our brand new zombie shoot virtual reality, where people get to go in there with their friends and family, and they put on the virtual reality goggles and go into a world where they're shooting and hunting zombies. So very interactive and very different from what any haunted houses around the Southeast are doing. And we also have a brand new part of our main attraction trail where we're doing an 80s slasher cinema. So a lot of people have asked us over the years, why don't you do the classic horror characters? And we've always said, well, we love those, but we like to be original and we like to do our own thing. But by popular demand, we are bringing the classic 80s horror characters to life as in a cinema. So you walk up on this old 80s cinema, and it's got the posters of Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and then you get to go into the actual movie, and you get to see these scenes played out all around you. So
Wow.
We have a bunch of different other changes too on our trail that I want to, keep under wraps, so we keep some surprises going.
Got to have a bit of suspense there, Joseph.
That's right.
My guest today is Joseph Thompson. He and his brother own Madworld Haunted Attraction. You can find additional information and ticket information. We're going to talk about that in just a minute at madworldattractions.com. You've been named one of the top 10 scariest haunted houses or whatever in America and best in South Carolina. What makes Madworld stand out?
I think in the beginning, what me and my brother Tim wanted to do was create something different, not just a normal haunted house. We wanted to create something interactive where it felt like you were in the movie, when you were in the scene. And so that's what we did. I think also in addition to that, it's our team. We have an incredible team. We have over 400, 500 people on our team, from actors, parking, customer service, makeup team, costuming department, you name it. It's a huge production, and we couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for the heart of our people. And that's honestly what makes Madworld what it is.
Yeah. Wow. Now, you have all kinds of ticket packages, from general admission to fast passes, VIP deals, and walk us through how that works and why you offer so many options.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we offer so many options because we have a wide demographic of people that love to come to Madworld, from your teenagers and people in their 20s that are looking for the scariest haunt, the adrenaline junkies, if you will. But we also have a lot of families and children that come to Madworld. And because of that, we offer packages from general admission. I just want to go through the haunted attraction and experience Madworld, right? So then we have no scare medallion package, where you can, if your child or you, we have a lot of adults that buy the no scare medallions. They want to wear this medallion necklace that signals to the monsters like, I don't want to be targeted, I don't want to be messed with, don't get close to me.
Right.
So we also have season passes. We have fast passes. People want to get in there. They don't want to wait in a long line, and they just want to go straight to the front of the line. We also offer our carnival ticket packages for mini golf and our axe throwing and zombie VR and all of our different stuff. So depending on what somebody wants to do, they can pretty much cater their night to how they want to experience Madworld.
Yep. And again, you can get ticketing information at madworldattractions.com. And I assume, Joseph, you can purchase the tickets online, correct?
Yes, sir. Yeah, you can purchase those on our website at madworldattractions.com right now. Go get your tickets, secure your tickets, and they are good for any day we are open for the season.
Yep. Now let's talk about some of the other things that you offer there. Of course, I imagine there's probably lots of food there. I understand there's face painting, photo booths, picnic areas. How do you balance the frightening part with the fun part?
Absolutely, yes. So our actors are trained, all the time in high levels to understand that this is not just about scaring someone to death, right? I mean, you have to read the room a little bit here. So when you see families and children walking around, this is, they know how to handle that. And it's something where people are really surprised, honestly, Joey, when they come into Madworld. It's like a small Universal Studios theme park. There's so much to do there, and it's more like a family fall festival that's going on. You got your bonfire, you've got, like you mentioned, the food vendors, great drink selections and food selections, and it's a great time. So somebody could come out there and not get scared at all if that's not what they want.
Sure. Joseph Thompson is with me today, and we're talking about Madworld Haunted Attraction. It's going to be opening up soon, September the 5th. Go to madworldattractions.com, get your ticket today. And as I understand it, in looking at the tickets there, you don't have to select a date in advance, right? Tickets are valid any night?
That's right. Yep. Well, all of our tickets are valid for any day of the season that we are open. So you can buy your tickets and you can use them when you want to.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a minute about, you mentioned 175 actors bringing these characters to life. Talk with us about your scare team, if you will. What goes into casting and training, and how many actors, and these are all upstate residents, I would assume?
Yes, sir. They are all upstate residents. A lot of people that are theater majors, a lot of people that love any of that type drama production. But we also have a lot of people that have never done things like this before in their life, and it's a new experience. We have a huge retention rate from what we call our veteran actors and staff, but we also have a good bit of new people that come in every year, and we train them constantly on what to do, how to interact with guests, what it is to be to go into a mindset where you're this creature or you're this monster, and how not to break that character. We talk about safety with them. We talk about handling some guests that are maybe not so polite.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we go through over 500 employees in a season. And
wow.
That's because there's a high turnover rate. Everybody, Joey, they think, scaring people's fun. Well, it is fun. It's a lot of fun. When a 18-year-old girl in costume and makeup and mask can knock a 50-year-old man on his butt by scaring him, that's fun. But when you go through 5,000, 6,000 people in a night, it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
It's a job, and it's hard. And these people, some of them, they just can't make it. So it's a hard, demanding, physically and mentally demanding job. But they love it. It's great. It's fun. It's a great atmosphere, and we just take so much pride in our team, and they do such a good job.
Yeah. Joseph, you're located just off of Country Manor Road there in Piedmont. Talk with us about your neighbors and local businesses and how they get in on the fun, and what kind of response you've had from them.
Yeah, absolutely. Our neighbors and businesses around, we try to do a lot of partnerships with different companies, different businesses where it makes sense for us, right?
Yeah.
So we have a great partnership, for instance, with Sully Steamers. So Sully Steamers is a locally owned, right here, homegrown place that now has up to 18 locations around in different states, even.
Yeah.
So we're partnered with them with a sandwich called the Madworld Screamer, and it's I think it's the best sandwich that they have, but I'm a little partial. So we're partnered with stuff like that, where people can experience a little bit of Madworld at Sully Steamers, and also a lot of companies come and do their outings, their corporate outings, their team building outings at Madworld. A lot of big manufacturing corporations, small corporations. So we love getting involved with different businesses around and understanding, how to bring the Halloween fun to them.
Yeah. I see just tons of rave reviews, people saying money well spent, calling it just a freaking awesome experience. How does this feedback affect what you might do next?
Yeah, so Madworld's always growing and changing. There's not one year that we stay the same, and we've done that from year one. We went years before we even made a dime because we put back into the company. We believe in the heart of Madworld, and so each year it's all about saying, okay, well, let's listen to our customers. What did they like? What did they love about Madworld? And then what did they not like so much? What were some rooms or scenes or areas that weren't that well received? Well, let's change that.
Yeah.
Let's move on from that and do something different. So we're always changing, we're always adding, and that's what I think our customers love about us. They can come to Madworld every year and say, wow, I had an incredible experience. I had a different experience than last year.
Yeah. Finally, Joseph, what would you say to people who are listening to us today and they're just not quite sure yet? They've never been there, but they're thinking, well, maybe I need to spend an evening at Madworld. What's your advice for them?
Yeah, I would say, there's a lot of first-timer haunted house people. They're just, they've just been too scared of it, or maybe they have children and they feel like are not ready. We always say, parents' discretion for children. Your kid better than anybody knows. So that's up to you if you want to bring your children. I would say if you're timid about you coming or your children coming or anything like that, I promise that when you come to Madworld, it will be an experience that you will never forget, and you will be like, wow, this is different. Everyone that comes that's first-timers to Madworld, they say, I did not expect this. I thought it was some backwoods thing, and you guys, you have professional management walking around with earpieces. You have Anderson County police officers, EMTs. This is safe. This is great. This is good. And I'm having a fun time. So I would say, put your fears aside for a little bit and come on and experience Madworld. You will have a great time.
How much time should you plan to be there?
Well, it depends on what you want to do. There's a lot. You could stay there for 3 hours, or you could stay there for an hour. So I would say somewhere between that. If you want to come in and go through the haunted attraction and maybe play some carnival games or some mini golf, I would plan on an hour to an hour and a half.
Yeah. Joseph Thompson.
And I would say,
go ahead.
I would say come earlier too. Come earlier in the season as opposed to later. Later is when you get closer to Halloween. It gets busier. More people are there. So if you want to avoid those lines, come early in the season.
Yeah. Now I know you haven't even started this 15th season yet, but are you already thinking about season 16?
Well, not quite yet. We do we have some things we know about that are about 2 or 3 years out. But about October, when we get about mid-October, we start planning for the next season.
Yeah. Well, Joseph, I appreciate your time, appreciate what you do. And hey, it makes me proud to see people like you and your brother, local entrepreneurs, business people, taking an idea and running with it like this and being so successful.
Well, thank you very much, Joe. I appreciate that. And it's been awesome being on your show. So thank you so much for having me.
Sure thing. Again, you can get all the information you need about tickets at madworldattractions.com, madworldattractions.com. Big thanks to Joseph Thompson for being with me today. That's it for this special weekend edition of Just the Truth. Thanks for joining me in the PhD Weight Loss Studios. To lose weight for the last time, visit myphdweightloss.com. If you haven't joined my mailing list yet, visit my website, joeyhudson.com. Click on the Connect with Joey button so that you can receive our emails and the most up-to-date news. Also, join me on my YouTube channel. Be sure and like, comment, and subscribe. Just search for Joey Hudson. As always, thanks for spending a few minutes of your day with me. Do me a favor and forward this episode to a few friends. Just click on the share button and send to your contacts. We need to build an army of conservatives to win our country back, and we can do that by continuing to share the truth with our friends and family. Keep those comments coming via the Furman Ford text line 864-477-JOEY. Email to joey@joeyhudson.com, and I love your messages on the MyPillow message line. Again, that's 864-477-JOEY, 864-477-5639. Be sure and take advantage of the MyPillow special, just $14.88 on the standard MyPillows when you use promo code Joey. Order online at mypillow.com or call 800-893-4053. We're back again tomorrow and hope you'll plan to join us. Until then, remember, God's got this. He's still in control.